Day 2 of the 2019 Canada Winter Games in Red Deer, Alberta. Both Team Manitoba and BC on the ice warming up before they face off. Hello and welcome inside. My name is Kayla Gray. We're back at the Centrium, which held the opening ceremony on Friday for men's hockey. Now, this matchup between BC and Manitoba features a wealth of talent from various leagues across the respective provinces. For BC, their roster is highlighted by 19 players or league drafts from the WHL, while Manitoba boasts 16. And that was not the only thing that went down in Red Deer, Alberta, as long track speed skating wrapped up earlier, ringette and table tennis rounding out Day 2's action. Let's take you back to long track, as mentioned. Despite battling poor weather conditions, including temperatures reaching -30 with the wind chill, Brooklyn McDougall from Alberta taking gold, capturing the province's first medal in the women's 1,500-meter long track speed skating at 2 minutes and 16 seconds, finishing 2 seconds ahead of second place. And over on the men's side, Manitoba's Tyson Laguilar, coming off a silver medal at the World Cup earlier this month, captured gold and Manitoba's first medal. He finished at 1 minute and 56 seconds, 1 second ahead of second place for gold. Okay, Alberta getting on the board here. Caleb Mueller taking home silver, while Matthews Laxon adding to Manitoba's presence on the podium. Quebec well represented on the podium as well. Rosanna Grenier for Quebec taking home silver. Moving on to ringette, PEI taking on Quebec. Quebec captain Sarah Plouffe had herself a game. Look at this sick dangle. Goes top shelf, one of her 2 goals, and she'd had 5 assists in this matchup. But it wasn't just her who had the strong one. Julie Vandal taking the drop pass. She goes top cheddar, one of her 2 goals, and like her captain, she'd added 5 assists on top of that. A little later now, 9-0 Quebec. Right after a PEI major penalty, Quebec reaches double digits. They missed the podium in 2015, but here they are. They win big here as 14-1 is your final. Huge offensive output by Quebec. And of course, we switch things over to men's hockey. Lots of players to look out for. With more, let's go to Dustin Nielsen and Kent Simpson, who will have the call on TSN 2. So with more on who you need to look out for, here they are.
The best 15-year-olds in the country have gathered here at Red Deer and are ready to go head-to-head at the Canada Games. And Kent, if you look at the alumni from this tournament, it's really a who's who of first overall picks in the National Hockey League.
Well, it really is. You look at Sidney Crosby, 2003. He got 8th place for Nova Scotia. Nathan McKinnon, 2011, did one better, 7th for Nova Scotia. But Steven Stamkos, he brought home a gold medal in 2007 for Ontario.
A couple of the younger kids that'll be in the spotlight here, Matt Savoy, who's with Team Alberta, and Ontario's Shane Wright. There's a lot on the line for those 2 kids.
Now, both have applied for exceptional status. That means they want to try to play Major Junior 1 year earlier as 15-year-olds. Both terrific players. We're going to be talking a lot about them this week.
And a couple of the guys that'll be in the spotlight here tonight were recently drafted into the Western Hockey League for Team Manitoba. Carson Lambos was taken 2nd overall by the Kootenay Ice, and he'll be going up against Logan Stankoven, who was the 5th overall pick from the Kamloops Blazers. We've got puck drop coming up here between Manitoba and British Columbia from Red Deer.
The Red Deer 2019 Canada Winter Games are presented by Nova Chemicals, developing and manufacturing chemicals and plastic resins that make everyday life safer, healthier, and easier. By Hotels Red Deer, working as one to create a better destination experience. By IFR Workwear, family is your priority, your workwear is ours. By On the Run, proud sponsor of the Canada Winter Games. On the Run, making the most of every stop. And by Travel Alberta, wander within reach this winter.
All right, Trade Center, Monday, February 25th, starting 8 a.m. Eastern Time on TSN, with the latest, obviously, big teams hoping to solidify their places as contenders in the NHL. And the kids you're going to see soon hoping to reach that stage in the NHL. With more on who we'll see on the ice and who we will get familiar with, let's go to Dustin Nielsen and Kent
Welcome
Simpson.
inside the Centrium in Red Deer as we get set to drop the puck on the men's hockey tournament for the 2019 Canada Games. Dustin Nielsen alongside Kent Simpson, and we've got a good battle on our hands to open up the tournament with British Columbia taking on Manitoba. And there's a look at Keegan Maddox, who's with the Delta Hockey Academy. He's played 16 games there this year. He's got a goals against average of 197 and an excellent save percentage as well. At the other end is Tyler Brennan, a first-round pick of the Prince George Cougars. He's with the Rink Hockey Academy out of Winnipeg, and he's a guy that a lot of people are going to be watching in this tournament, Kent.
A big goaltender takes up a lot of the net.
We are underway here at the Canada Games in Red Deer, and Manitoba will control early. And this will be played all the way down the ice by Brook. Bounces around in behind the boards. The blue line kept in there by Asali. And now it'll be brought back up the ice the other way. Banquier gets it in over the blue line. Here's an early opportunity and a nice save. Getting a shoulder on it there. Tyler Brennan, the puck will squirt into the corner. BC hops on it back to the point for Bentham. Bentham sends one towards the goal, bounces off a couple of legs, sent to another opportunity. And being peppered early here is Tyler Brennan. And now an opportunity for Manitoba to clear the puck out and down the ice, and they'll head off in a case. Nice start for BC, Kent.
Oh, terrific break, 2-on-1, and you're right, the netminder, Tyler Brennan stands tall not once, but twice. Two big saves.
Now on the far side, this will be controlled by Basin to the blue line, and eventually knocked out through the neutral zone. And Stankoven will bring it in, drops it off. There's a nice look and another big save there as Tyler Brennan up to the task early. He's made a number of beautiful saves, including this one on Williams.
Well, what an opening shift from BC here, 2-on-1. Nice cross-ice pass. Williams tries to go glove side. Brennan is there, and then a quick rebound out the other side. This time, it's Brennan's blocker that turns it aside.
Very early in this tournament, but you can see already why he was a first-round pick in the Western Hockey League. Now back to the blue line. This will be kept in, played back in, around behind the goal. That comes to Wong for BC. Takes it up the right wing boards and eventually loses the handle on it. Bounces out to the neutral zone and immediately fired back in by Tyson Galloway. Far side, Roulette trying to move it up towards the blue line. That's knocked off of his stick. He'll now corral it in behind his own goal. Tried to move it ahead to Basin, but that was broken up in the corner, and BC takes over again. Wong in behind the net. He's going to be tied up there by Aiden Brook, but he's able to escape. Now reverses it down in behind the goal. Back up to the point. Shot through traffic, deflected. That was off the stick of Stankoven and into the corner. BC's going to make a quick line change here with the puck in the offensive zone, and they actually maintain possession.
BC looks very strong early on here. They've got their feet going. They are first to all the pucks, beating out Manitoba.
Jack O'Brien headmans the puck. Bad change here for Manitoba. Opportunity coming, and calm, cool, and collected Tyler Brennan, and BC off to an excellent start. And man who has to be very happy with that is their head coach, Steve O'Rourke.
Coached here for 3 years, assistant coach with the Red Deer Rebels, currently now with the Prince George Cougars. And you're right, he's got to like what he sees early on.
Face-off will come to the blocker side right here of Brennan. 3 saves so far here in the first couple of minutes. Seems like he's been even busier than that, to be honest with you. And off the draw, Manitoba will control. This will be played in behind the net. Up the left wing boards, but they could not get it out. BC will take over. Latimer battling along the boards, flips it down low. Now they'll head towards the front of the goal, and that slides in there. And Brennan's been very busy, and the guy who has to be happy with the play of his goaltender here in the early going is the head coach of Manitoba, Garth Mitchell.
Yeah, nodding on to his defenseman there. He's a Brandon Wheat King scout, Garth Mitchell, and he's got to get his team going to combat this great start from BC.
Latimer on the draw for BC. That puck squirts towards the goal. Now it ends up in behind the net. Picked up there once again by Queering. Queering's going to take it, skate it into the corner. Tried to go back to the point. It's going to be broken up, and eventually brought ahead. Bodies falling in the neutral zone, and the puck's turned over, and it'll be brought back in by British Columbia, but offside as Carmichael got the blue line. One of his teammates was just ahead of him.
Well, Dustin, no doubt nerves are an important thing here early on. Both teams, this is probably the highest level that they have played, and so really your first couple shifts, you just want to touch the puck, maybe get a body check in. If you're a netminder like Tyler Brennan, get a few early shots. I mean, you look down at the other end, Keegan Maddox yet to touch the puck.
Yeah, Brennan has definitely been busy as Manitoba has really only got it over the blue line of British Columbia one time in this game. Now here's Newens trying to headman the puck. That is broken up and chopped back out through the neutral zone. Now maybe an opportunity to wheel a little bit here for Manitoba. They'll get it in over the blue line. Lee sends it down into the corner. Lang on it there. Lang, a first overall pick in the MJHL draft by Winkler. And they'll play it around in behind the goal. Now out to the neutral zone. Controlled there by Lees. Drops it back to his defenseman. And Asali will throw it over on the far side. Now brought ahead, out and in over the blue line. Lambos shot blocked. Rebound, bouncing high slot. That's going to be scooped up. Lambos, who we talked about in the open. Second overall pick of the Kootenay Ice, trying to get some offense going for his club.
Well, Dustin, just a presence out there. 6'3", and really just towers over many of his opponents.
Now knocked all the way down the ice. Will this go for icing? Yes, it will. So we'll get another stoppage just over 3 minutes in. Shots 4-0 here in favor of British Columbia.
Well, here's a look at Carson Lambos, second overall pick to the Kootenay Ice. He's from Winnipeg. Like we mentioned, just a big body there. Skates with authority. Jumping up into the play. He's got an offensive touch as well.
Played 5 games with Kootenay already this season. Now off the draw. Shot attempt, that's wide. Comes all the way around back to the point. Thornton's able to keep it in for Manitoba. Plays it down and behind the goal. Bentham on it there for BC and moves it up the right wing boards. And now on to the stick here of Semenov. He'll get the blue line. Tried to drop it off. High slot. Broken up. And now knocked over on the far boards, but good pressure here from BC, trying to maintain possession, and they will. Banquier takes it in behind the goal. Back up to the point now. Gibson flings it across left side. Galloway trying to settle this thing down and knocks it into the corner. Now high slot, nice puck movement there. Shot off the side of the goal. Semenov able to pick up the rebound in behind the net. Manitoba trying to step in. The defender loses his stick, and this allows BC to maintain possession. Here's Gibson, shot through, deflected, and that one trickles just wide and slides into the corner. And Manitoba trying to relieve some pressure. Can they do it? Now they will. And they'll headman the puck ahead here for Bruce. Skylar Bruce trying to walk in. He does, and then it's knocked away last second. Some nice dangles there by Skylar Bruce, who's also a Kootenay draft pick.
Well, Manitoba still looking for their first shot on that. That might have been their best opportunity, but nothing doing so far.
Finn Williams with a decent look in front here for BC as the pressure continues for the team in blue.
Already up to 5 shots for BC. Long shot from the point. Finn Williams is the flag bearer for Team BC last night. The opening ceremonies just tips that past the short side.
Now off the draw, controlled by Manitoba. Roulette along the boards, lost the handle on it, taken away, and now they'll headman the puck ahead. And at center ice, it'll be played down by Avril. Brennan comes out, the goaltender, moving around in behind the net. And now brought away through the neutral zone. And eventually played all the way down the ice by Asali. Given away, Roulette with a good look at an open net from a bad angle, though, and he hammered it wide, but a close call for the netminder for British Columbia.
A little miscommunication there between Keegan Maddox and his defense. He put that out the wrong side, and you're right, Roulette had a sharp angle, just missed it, putting it through the blue paint.
Manitoba maybe with another opportunity here. Going to come back to the point. Sent towards the goal, deflected, and that one trickled through, squeaked through Maddox, but ended up rolling just wide of his right post. And now off of a stick, down the ice. Trevor Wong will give chase, and he's going to slide in here underneath the defender. But a nice play by Neal to break that up. Now towards the blue line, Manitoba will bring it back the other way. Hunter Wallace shot from way out. That's deflected out and crashing towards the goal with Pasternak. And he's going to get a goaltender interference penalty. We are scoreless here at the Centrium between Manitoba and British Columbia at the 2019 Canada Games. The guilty party, Dawson Pasternak, goaltender interference to call in an early BC power play because of this right here.
Well, he was just driving hard to the net, looking for a rebound off the Hunter Wallace shot, but you got to stop in front there. You can't let the goaltender be the one to stop you, so no doubt about that. 2 minutes here, and a first look at the BC power play. They've looked good early on, Dustin.
Brendan has been busy through the first 6 minutes of this game, but with the BC power play now, he's probably going to have to shut the door even a little bit more as the puck will be dropped to his right. Brennan's having an excellent season as well. 19 games played with that Rink Hockey Academy. A goals against average of .269, and possibly under fire here, but off the draw, Manitoba will get it to the blue line, and it will be controlled by Lang. Lane, though, gets a little bit of help, and it'll be knocked all the way down the ice. Maddox comes out, and he'll leave it in behind the goal here, and BC will head away on the power play. This is Bentham, moves it ahead. Queering makes a move, gets the blue line. He's going to walk in, harassed from behind, and eventually has it taken away and played all the way down the ice by Grady Lang. BC will regroup in behind their own net. This is Bentham again. He's got 2 targets to his right. He'll skate it untouched to the blue line. Now give it to Queering. Queering tried to give it back to Bentham. A little sloppy, but they'll get the blue line. Broken up, though, in the slot. And BC's power play having trouble getting set up here, Ken.
And we have to remember, this is a team that's not been together all season long, so really they've had a couple days to try to work on power play breakouts and setting up, and that seems to be an issue early on for BC, even just trying to get over the blue line.
They'll get the blue line here and try to slow things down now. Stankoven drops it off there for Sword. Come back across here to Stankoven, 17 in blue on the right wing wall. Back up top to Sword. Now they'll try the left side, back to Stankoven. Will he shoot? Here he does! And Brennan got a shoulder on that one. Wong will control the rebound, though. They'll come back to Wong. He's gonna sauce it across to Stankoven. Back up top, Sword. Wong walks in, sends one towards the net. Traffic there, and the rebound put high and wide over top of the Manitoba goal to the blue line now, and out and down the ice. So Brennan tested a couple of times, and some nice puck movement there from BC.
Well, a couple of really good looks for BC. You mentioned it. Graham Sword, the defenseman, quarterbacking this unit here. Out to Trevor Wong, and then back door to Stankoven. Brennan turns it aside.
Here's Wong again, shot just wide. Rebound, bouncing around, penalty over, and the puck will come to the blue line, now knocked away. Here's an opportunity for Wallace, but he could not control following up on the play. They'll try to bring it in over the blue line, but that's broken up physically, and now it'll be backhanded all the way down the ice by Abgrell. Manitoba back with a little bit of room now this time. They'll head man into Wallace. Wallace is able to knock it all the way down the ice. Hustling back here, O'Brien for British Columbia. He's going to be pressured by Lees. Lees kind of let off there a little bit. O'Brien was able to reset. Now Carmichael moves it ahead. Williams gets the blue line, drops it up there. Tanaka Campbell hooked, no call. Sent towards the net, and Brennan, a good job with traffic coming in front of him. And he's able to hang on as Stankoven, 5th overall pick of the Blazers here, getting a couple of good looks.
Well, real nice puck movement. Trevor Wong across to Stankoven, tries to shoot it through a screen. Brennan there once again with his blocker, turns it aside. So BC's power play for the first minute, not a whole lot going on, but a couple real good looks on the second unit power play.
Stankoven has already played a number of games this year with Kamloops. He's played 7 because of an emergency situation.
Yeah, typically if you're an underager, you're only allowed 5 games in the CHL until your league team is done. And because of situations in Kamloops, suspensions, injuries, he's been granted to already play 7 for his team.
That'll be brought ahead. O'Leary in over the blue line, drops it off, finds a trailer, shot coming there, and that'll bounce down in behind the goal. Bruce on it, in behind the net. O'Leary, backhand feed. That'll come back to the point. Shot fired through. And a little look in behind the netminder, Keegan Maddox. He wasn't sure where it was, with some traffic right on the doorstep.
Well, this is the best pressure we've seen from Manitoba yet. Good response off the penalty kill. The long shot from Gislason. Maddox feels it. He isn't sure where it is right away. Right in front was Connor Geekie looking for a rebound, but a good job by Keegan Maddox to hold on.
So Maddox now, 3 saves so far in the game. Stankoven waved out of the face-off circle. Wong moves in to take it, and that comes back to Gibson for British Columbia. Some pressure here, but Gibson's able to escape, and now he'll head man the puck left wing side. Stankoven gets the blue line, drops it back to a trailer, trying to go back across to Stankoven. 4 members of Team BC on the rush, and now some pushing and shoving as they jam away at the puck that was somewhere underneath the glove of Tyler Brennan.
I love the transition for BC here from their own zone. Very quickly, 200 feet the other way. Maybe one pass too many. As BC looks in front for Galloway, the defenseman jumping up into the play. And he just can't get his stick on it.
That would have been 4 touches on a rush inside the blue line if they would have been able to execute that.
They've been pretty to watch so far, BC.
Long on the draw. That'll be won by Manitoba. Played around on the near side here for Hunter Wallace. Gibson moves down from the point, pins him there. Thornton trying to move it ahead, and now an opportunity for Manitoba. This is Wallace. He's got Pasternak going to the net, tried to find him. Missed him by about 6 inches. That'll slide into the corner. Knocked back down low and controlled by Wallace. Back up to the point. Shot coming through a crowd. That's deflected wide in behind the net. And they'll battle along the near boards. Pasternak there, and eventually it comes back to the point. Thornton's able to keep it in. Now out to the neutral zone, settle down there, and they'll throw it across here to Hudson Thornton. Thornton's got 41 points in 29 games. Pretty incredible numbers for a defenseman.
He plays for the Rink Academy midget team out of Winnipeg. Second on that team in scoring as a 15-year-old defenseman.
Now reverse in behind the goal. An opportunity here for Asali. He's able to pick it up. Now gives it away as he felt a little bit of pressure. They'll try to drop it back, but that'll be broken up there by Lees. Control once again by Newens. Moved it down and behind the net. Lees will take over to the blue line. And a good pinch there. They're able to keep it in momentarily. A couple of cracks to get it out here, but unsuccessful for Manitoba. Down into the corner. Newens drops it off. Now they'll come back up to the point for Sword. Sword shot through Brennan. Good rebound control there as he calmly steers that to the corner. Now in behind the net, more pressure here from British Columbia as bodies will fall in the corner. Lee's battling away, and now Manitoba will pick it up and bring it out to the neutral zone, but BC wasting no time. They'll flip it right back in here. Manitoba again to the blue line. This time, can they get it out? A couple of cracks at it, and they eventually will. Big hit there at center ice by Carmichael as he stepped up. Now Bentham didn't like it, so he turned back and drops it off. Carmichael over the blue line. Semenoff lost the handle on it. Neal will play it around on the far side. And Skylar Bruce couldn't get it out. Now a bounce off of a body and maybe an opportunity here. Walking in, shot on the off wing by O'Leary. And it's going to be controlled by Geeky. This is the big line here for this Manitoba squad, and that was a good look.
Oh, what speed from O'Leary there. Picking the pocket of Carmichael in the neutral zone. And he's got a point-blank opportunity on Maddox.
That'll be brought ahead and moved up the right wing side. That'll be offside as they lost the handle on it. Manitoba starting to build a little bit of momentum, but we are still scoreless here at the Centrium in Red Deer. Welcome back to Red Deer. We are inside the Centrium where the Rebels have had a lot of success in their franchise history, including a Memorial Cup in 2001. I believe they were led by Justin Mapletop and Kyle Wanvig that year. They also hosted in 2016. Kyle Wanvig was actually in high school with me when he played with the Kootenay Ice. I was in social studies with Kyle Wanvig. Great hockey player, let's just say that. Faceoff will come just outside the blue line here. Still scoreless. If you're Manitoba right now, Simmer, I think you have to be feeling pretty good. Especially with the pressure that they've had. More coming here, and Latimer shot in, and Brennan is very relaxed for a goalie who's been under fire.
Yeah, just to your comment, Dustin, I got to think that Manitoba's got to be very pleased that this is still scoreless. BC definitely got the upper hand so far. Just to look a little bit quicker, like their team game a little bit more right now. Maybe attribute a little bit of the slow start to nerves for Manitoba. We've seen a couple good opportunities the last few minutes. Just under 8 minutes here in the first period. They'll be looking to get on the scoreboard first.
Brennan, busy, 10 saves, 7:42 remaining here in the first. His club trying to get it out over the blue line, and they eventually will. Gibson moves over. It's going to be brought in by Roulette. Roulette by himself, try to drag, and a shot. That one off the stick of the defender, bounces to the boards. Roulette trying to come away with it again, but Galloway is able to scoop in and take it in behind the net. Now gives it away. Roulette with some pressure here, kind of by himself. Now a bouncing puck outside of the goal, and this time Keegan Maddox is able to smother it.
A good shift from Roulette here. Here he's able to win the loose puck at the blue line. Tries a sharp angled shot that just gets deflected away from Galloway, but a real good shift there from Manitoba. They need more of that, getting up ice pressure in the neutral zone, creating turnovers.
I was going to say, most of the pressure we've seen from Manitoba, or most of the chances, I should say, have come off the rush. They haven't had a lot of sustained pressure, but they've had a couple of pretty good looks off of rushing up the ice. Let's see if they can continue to work that. Now it'll be brought in by Wong. He's going to cut wide. He's been busy. Dropped it back. Stankoven shot. Trying to go 5-hole. Brendan would have none of it and bounces into the corner. Stankoven pinned along the boards there on the far side of the ice by Pasternak. To the blue line now. Left point. That's going to be kept in and flipped back down into the corner. Aiden Brook over there. Gets some help from Hudson Thornton. Thornton's going to headman the puck to Wallace. Wallace gets center, chips it in. Thornton, the defenseman, is going to try to hustle in here on the forecheck. Sword is first on it, though, and able to move it ahead to Wong. Now it takes a Manitoba bounce and a shot through, and calmly steered to the corner by Maddox. Now through the neutral zone, Stankoven, and he's just going to settle things down here. Saw his line mates were heading off on a change. Nice awareness from the kid.
Yeah, definitely got tremendous poise. Does Logan Stankoven. We're going to be talking a lot about him as this game continues to go on.
Saley in the corner, drops it off there for Lambos, who moves it out through the neutral zone with a little bit of help. O'Brien first on it here for BC. He's going to be pressured. Puck squirts back up towards the blue line and will be controlled by British Columbia. And Verbicki will knock it back in behind the net. Now around on the near side, Newens will come up with it. He's got a little bit of time here, and he'll flip it over on the far side to O'Brien, who leads the rush. Untouched to center ice and flips it down into the corner. Controlled by Manitoba, now reversed in behind the net, and that's going to open up a little bit of time for Saley. Gives it away in the neutral zone, though, and BC will regroup. Shots are 11-6 here, 5.5 minutes to play. In period number one, we are still scoreless. This one off the blocker of Keegan Maddox. Up and out of play. A physical first 15 minutes here at the Canada Games.
Yeah, two teams making their presence known early on here. Round robin play, you want to establish a presence early. There was Carmichael stepping up in the neutral zone. Both these teams realize what's at stake. 3-game round robin. The top 3 teams in this division move on to the quarterfinals.
The puck went off of Maddox, up and out of play. They're going to drop it outside the blue line, though. Not sure the reasoning behind that one. I saw Manitoba having a discussion with the officials. They're obviously okay with the initial decision there. Now it'll be flipped ahead, possible 2-on-1 here. Far side, walking in, shot coming there. That's wide, glove side. As a good look there. A nice feed up the ice from Connor Geekie to send in Bruce. Now Larry, he couldn't control it. It'll be taken back up by British Columbia. Bruce breaks it up and will drop it back off. Now it's center ice. This will be broken up. An opportunity for Semenov with a little bit of speed. Tries to cut to the middle. Drops it off there to a trailer, and Brendan challenges out there well beyond the top of his crease to make that save. And it'll be played all the way out to the neutral zone. For a young guy, very aggressive in between the pipes, and it's worked out in his favor so far. Now O'Leary tries to drop it off. That's going to be broken up. And now flips up the right wing boards. A little bit of speed here with Latimer. Latimer lost it in his skates, got it back, tried to drop it off, and it'll slide into the corner. Tanaka Campbell on it there for BC. Stripped of the puck, though, and now moved around on the near side. Thornton trying to get there for Manitoba. He won't get there in time, though. And Brook will have to try to reverse it the other way. Another big hit down in the corner as Brook takes a tumble. And now it'll be blown down just outside the blue line.
Well, the best opportunity in this first period from Manitoba. Terrific breakout. Tayam Gizlason to Larry, over to Connor Geekie. How about this one-touch cross ice to Bruce in stride? And he tries to go short side, just hits the outside of the post, but heads-up play from Connor Geekie just to one-touch that to his line mate racing down the right side.
Geekie, Larry, and Bruce have been the most dangerous trio so far here, as expected for Manitoba. Now controlled just inside the blue line. This is O'Brien. He's going to go for a little bit of a skate. Drops it off to Wong. Wong trying to cut inside, but that'll be broken up. And Manitoba will go high and out through the neutral zone. Now a race for the puck, and that's going to trickle in just to the left of the net. And then be played up to Wong, who moves it to Stankoven. He's got a man to his right. He'll give it to him. After all, back to Stankoven. And the shot off of a leg in behind the net. Stankoven picks it up out front to Wong, and Brennan closes the door again. 13 saves here in the first period for the Prince George Cougars first-round pick. And now sent all the way down the ice as Manitoba feeling the pressure. They're going to relieve it.
Well, Dustin, you get the feeling the dam's going to break here at one point. Terrific opportunities at both ends. Tyler Brennan and Manitoba, just such tremendous poise back there. Terrific mechanics. And at the other end, Keegan Maddox standing tall as well.
Brennan has played one game for the Cougars this season. And now, of course, here with Manitoba. Gibson threw one across there to Galloway. He couldn't control it, so now he's going to hammer it in from center ice. Brennan comes out and leaves it in behind the goal. 3 minutes of play. Dustin Nielsen and Kent Simpson with you here on TSN Canada Games. Now some pressure. Got to be careful. In behind the goal, that's Lambos. Eventually turned over, but then he recovers, able to break it up, and now the big defenseman will lead the rush. Drops it off and heads off on a change. Neal chases in here on the attack. He's going to be closed in quickly there, and it'll be moved around to Newens. Newens through the neutral zone. That's going to turn Pasternak around. No icing. First on it here, Kobe Verbicki. Tried to center it. Broken up by Manitoba. Knocked out to the neutral zone where Galloway will control. Drops it off to Sword. Returns it to Galloway. And now Sword in the corner with a little bit of room. Headman's the puck far side off of a skate, but Jason's going to skate onto it. Cuts to the middle, drops it off. Shot coming there, hit a couple of legs. Brennan wasn't sure where it was. Sword now, top corner, and he scores! What a shot! Graham Sword from the high slot over the court, over the shoulder rather, of Tyler Brennan. And 1-0 BC finally finds the back of the net.
Well, you just got the sense it was coming, and it had to be a picture-perfect shot, and indeed it was. As again, terrific pressure, loose puck jumps out to number 7, Graham Sword, and through a screen, he's able to put it short side off the crossbar and in. And really, I think that's the only way you're going to be able to beat Tyler Brennan this evening is if he doesn't see the puck, because everything he sees so far, he's been able to make a save. But a big goal from Graham Sword, 1-0 BC.
It was interesting because I'm not sure Brennan saw the first one, and then I think he was trying to sort of get reset and maybe back a little bit further in his net than he wanted to be, and open things up in that top corner. And a nice shot from Sword, who was manning the point on their top unit power play when they had a power play as well. So obviously some offensive instincts in Sword, who's got 21 points in 27 games so far this season. BC will now look to add to their lead here late in period number 1. 14 shots is what it took to eventually beat Brennan. Now a one-timer. And boy, all day in the high slot there for Bankier. And they eventually found him. Fired it wide.
Well, BC just continues the pressure after they get the goal off the stick of Graham Sword. They're looking for another one late here in the third period. You talk about Sword, he's a first-round pick to Spokane, 17th overall. He's played one game and scored a goal in that lone game for the Chiefs. So you mentioned a little bit of offensive flair from the back end. We just saw it right there.
Now a turnover, another shot coming. That's going to roll into Brennan. Graham Sword with the goal. Assists on that play going to Steele Queering and Jake Chason. That's the official scoring summary on goal number 1 with the BC. 1:21 remaining here.
Well, I don't think you could ask for a better period to open the games for BC. We talk about the nerves to start this tournament. I didn't see a lot of nerves from this club. Moving the puck around very, very well. Terrific pace.
We were chatting with a member of the Manitoba staff earlier today, and he said that, you know, I think they like their high-end talent, but they'll need a little bit of depth scoring in this tournament. And obviously some excellent play from Brennan, and they are getting that so far as he was pressured yet again. But he holds his ground, and eventually teammates in front of him will play it down the ice where Gibson will reset. Good feed, far side. 3 wide now for BC into the zone, and that puck bouncing away from Queering. Final minute of play, period number 1. Manitoba with some speed through the neutral zone. They'll get the blue line. Bruce wanted to drop it off. Nobody home though, and Latimer's going to come back the other way for BC. Tried the backhand feed, overskated it just a little bit, couldn't get all of it. And now Alario moving ahead off of a stick, down the ice. First on it there is Geekie. He was directing traffic as he went in to pick up that puck. Now knocked in behind the net. Geekie trying to hop on it there as well, but it'll be moved around in behind the net. Now with less than 30 seconds to go, Wong will bring it away for BC. Drops it off, and just offside as he tried to get it onto the stick of Logan Stankoven. Those two guys have been excellent here in the first period.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some early chemistry from Wong and Stankoven. Wong, a Kelowna Rockets draft pick. Stankoven, as we mentioned before, Kamloops Blazers. And they look like a very solid duo early on here.
Just outside the blue line, that puck will be dropped and hammered in by BC. Brendan comes out, leaves it in behind his own net there for Thornton, who moves it around and now flip out through the neutral zone. 10 seconds left in the period. Can Manitoba get to this puck? One opportunity in the final second. Oh, and a big save there from Maddox as he came across and got just enough of it to keep it out. Manitoba's best scoring opportunity coming right here near the end of the first period.
And Keegan Maddox's best save, roulette backdoor to Rue Bézin, and he just can't get it up over the right pad of Maddox, and then with the rebound there, Bézin loses his footing. A huge save with 3 seconds left in the period.
And one last shot from in behind the goal off of the blocker of the netminder, Keegan Maddox. 1-0 British Columbia leads. Your thoughts on the first, Kent?
Well, great pace, really, from both clubs. I think Tyler Brennan, definitely the story in net for Manitoba. It could be a bigger difference than just 1-0, but BC looking very strong. Love the speed they bring in that first 20 minutes.
We are underway at the Canada Games, and it's British Columbia drawing first blood in the event. A goal from Graham Sword, assist from Berbicki and Chiasson, and Maddox with a couple of big saves late to keep his team on top. British Columbia leading Manitoba 1-0 on TSN.
The Red Deer 2019 Canada Winter Games are presented by Nova Chemicals. Everyone agrees plastics do not agree with our oceans, rivers, or anywhere in the environment. Please be responsible while enjoying the games. By Finning Canada, proud partner of the Canada Winter Games and our athletes. By Driving Force, vehicle rentals, sales, and leasing, proud to be the fleet provider for Canada's Winter Games. By ATCO, proud sponsor and official energy provider of the 2019 Canada Winter Games. And by the Government of Canada, proud supporter of the 2019 Canada Winter Games.
Graham Sword opening up scoring for British Columbia as they have a 1-0 lead over Manitoba. Welcome inside the first intermission. I'm Kayla Gray. Keeping with hockey now, Shane Wright has his eyes set on his next stage in his playing career, and he wants it right now. Of course, he's one of 2 players that has applied for exceptional status with his eyes set on the OHL. Known for his speed skating and his puck handling, he sat down with Paul Hollingsworth to build his profile here at the Canada Games.
Thank you. Joined by Shane Wright, 15-year-old hockey player for Team Ontario. Shane, welcome to Red Deer. Welcome to the Canada Games. Your Canada Games experience is now upon you. What do you hope to achieve here?
I mean, obviously, like every hockey player coming to this, you want to win gold, and I think that's definitely the ultimate goal for myself and for Team Ontario.
What's the best part of your game? You hear people talk about their playmaking ability, their skill set, their hockey IQ, their ability to see the ice. If you're going to break down your attributes, what should we look for when it comes to looking for your game?
I think it's definitely my hockey brain, my hockey IQ, my decision making, my playmaking ability, my ability to find my teammates. I think that's definitely the best part of my game.
Throughout your career, you've always played up a level. You're the youngest player on Team Ontario, and you also play for the Don Mills Flyers. You're also the youngest player on that team. How difficult is that for you? How big of a challenge is that for you year to year to always be that young guy?
I've never really felt any challenge. I mean, I've always played up my entire life, but I've never felt out of place. I've always felt like I belong in that place. I felt like I've always been able to make a difference. And I mean, I've always been physically mature as well, so I've been lucky that way for sure.
If you look to the NHL, are there any players in the National Hockey League that you would emulate or say pattern your game after?
Yeah, definitely Matt Barzal at the Islanders. I mean, just the way he skates, his hands, his quickness, and his hockey brain is incredible. So I definitely model my game after his.
Any kid in Canada playing on road trips, bus trips, tournament trips, always has some fun stories to share from a hockey perspective. What are your best stories? We've heard stories regarding you with lemurs and karaoke. Yeah. Give us a couple of examples.
Yeah, so one day, I think it was some spring tournament, I was driving home with one of my teammates and our dads, and then we come up to this car and we see a sticker on the back of its bumper, and it's like, I heart lemurs. So we kind of confused, like, okay, what's all this about? So my dad, who's driving, he speeds up, and then we look over in the passenger, and the guy driving, he literally has 2 lemurs crawling over him. I mean, there's one in his shoulder and there's one in the dashboard in his car. I mean, I can't make that up. It was pretty crazy. I mean, we couldn't get a picture off, but still, just the memory of it. And then karaoke, I think it was maybe a week later than that. It was the same guys in the car. And then we look over to see this young couple just with a microphone, absolutely just singing.
While they're driving?
Yeah, while they're driving with a microphone, just singing as loud as they can. Like we could hear their music from inside our car. It was pretty crazy.
That's awesome. The hockey side of it for you, you're developing every day. You're at a wonderful showcase tournament now, the Canada Games. Going forward, what's next for you in your career? How do you see the path going forward?
Obviously, I mean, I'd like to get granted the exceptional status to play in the OHL a year early. That's definitely my ultimate goal. But that hasn't come out yet, so I'm not sure. And then obviously, like any young kid playing hockey, playing the NHL is definitely my ultimate goal.
How would your teammates and your friends describe you?
They see me definitely as a really good friend, a leader, someone who's respectful, someone who's hardworking, but also really competitive and really serious. If the time, I mean, I can be a fun guy at times, but I can also be a really serious, really really hard competitive guy at times.
When we return, we hear from BC's Finn Williams as we head and get ready for the second period action.
I think we beat Team Manitoba. I'm not sure if it was a quarterfinal game or one of the last round-robin games, but I remember just the rink being packed. There was great support there for the entire Canada Games, but especially the hockey, and the rink was full, and I think we won in overtime to move on, which was a big win for us, being a smaller province.
It was in my hometown in Halifax, so that made it more special for me, and having my family and friends there watching me. We were big underdogs, Nova Scotia. I don't think we finished like 7th or something, but it was a lot of fun and really memorable. Playing Ontario and Quebec, it just felt like such a big deal. It was a big deal. I mean, we almost beat both those teams. We were winning 5-3 on Quebec, and they tied it up, and we lost. But really cool, really cool memories. It would have been nice to medal for sure, but just how excited we were as 15-year-olds, and it felt like the biggest deal in the world then, and it was a lot of fun.
And of course, the Canada Games features a pretty lengthy list of impressive alum. All right, BC up 1-0 over Manitoba. Finn Williams caught up with our Dustin Nielsen after the first period.
Finn, let's go back to the opening ceremony last night. You had an opportunity to carry the flag in for your province. What was that experience like for you?
It was awesome. It was so cool. I was a little nervous going into it, but once I got out there with the flag, it was just so cool. There was so many people there. It was amazing to be with my team and represent my province.
What a way to start the games for you. And now here, what a way to start the hockey tournament as well. 16 shots in the first period. You guys do get a goal late. Your thoughts on the first period and what went so well for your club?
Oh yeah, we were really good. We were just punching shots to the net. It was really good. I think we just need to keep putting pucks on net and get traffic and getting the goalie's eyes here, but it was a good start for our group.
Finn, thanks for the time and best of luck the rest of the way.
No problem, thanks.
BC Manitoba second period action coming your way next at the Centrium. Two great countries, two arch rivals. The third and final leg of the Canada-USA rivalry series comes your way tomorrow when Team Canada takes on Team USA on their turf as the Battle of the Border concludes in Detroit, Michigan. Let's go back to the Centrium where we find Dustin Nielsen and Kent Simpson.
Welcome back to Red Deer, everyone, and it is British Columbia with a 1-0 lead, and they had no problem entering the zone in period number 1, and eventually it led to a goal, Kent.
And we saw a lot of times hitting the second wave of attack from BC, making some drop passes, third and fourth guys into the zone, and finally it was Graham Sword, the defenseman, picking a loose puck up in the high slot there and beating Tyler Brennan, the netminder, who saw 16 shots that opening period.
He stops 15 of 16, and I'm sure he'll be busy here in period number 2 as well. BC doesn't look like a team that's playing their first game of a tournament. They look like a well-oiled machine here in the early going.
They really do, and you got to remember, save for a little get-together in the summer, this team, all these players have been playing on their home clubs all winter long and then just got together earlier this week.
Bankier moves it ahead, right wing side. Now they'll get the blue line as we are back underway. Shot high and wide, comes all the way around, and now will be controlled by Manitoba. They'll move it ahead. O'Leary trying to skate onto it. He'll be the first man there. Drops it back for Bruce, bounced away from him. And now played back out to the neutral zone, and first on it there. Aiden Brooke moves it along through the neutral zone, and it will be picked up by Bruce. He's gonna battle his way in. Gets the blue line, pressured from behind. And the puck will come back to the point for Thornton. Moves it down into the corner. Taken away. And now British Columbia calmly out to center, and they'll play it down into the corner and head off on a line change. Staley moves it ahead. Left wing side, and now they'll get the blue line. Weak backhander in. And that'll trickle in behind the net. Gibson on it there for BC. Wearing the blues, and now they'll skate it ahead. In over the blue line. Gibson on his off wing puts on the brakes, looking for a trailer. Nobody there. Now he'll drop it off to Wong. Wong in behind the net. Stankoven takes it around far side. Back to the point for Gibson. Tried to hammer it across here to Galloway. Galloway will chop it down into the corner. Wong on it there. Leaves it for Stankoven again. Wong in behind the net. A little bit of room here. He's going to swing high. Now sauces it across to Galloway at the point. He's got traffic in front. Shot through, and that was deflected by Abdrol, and eventually into the corner and played out by Manitoba. Now control just outside the blue line. This is the captain, Lambos. He'll get to center and play it down in behind the net, and then head off on a change. Now BC through the neutral zone untouched. This is Wong. He's going to cut wide. Lost the puck, and it's down into the corner, taken away, and now eventually moved into the neutral zone, but stolen there by O'Brien and played down the ice.
You know, Dustin, we're just seeing a little difference here. BC always moving their feet. A lot of times on breakouts from Manitoba, they're hitting wingers and centers that are standing still, and because of that, they're having a real tough time breaking out, and from there, not being able to gain the BC zone with any sort of speed.
Now side of the goal, it'll be knocked in behind the net. Bossier, this time finally some speed, and Wallace runs into Carmichael, is forced to play down the ice. O'Brien goes back to get it there for BC. Almost turned it over. Managed to regroup. Now he's going to be pressured. Carmichael lets this slide around near side, and it'll eventually be flipped high out to the center ice area. Picked up there and will be brought in now by Latimer. Drops it off. Latimer to the goal. Got a piece of it. Slides in on Brendan, and he'll just calmly steer it to the corner. Now turned over. Tanaka Campbell's going to skate in. Tried a shot that went off the skate of the official and dangerously in behind the goal. Queering now turns with a shot into the glove of Brennan. And a good idea for Brennan, who's had a busy night and a good night so far, Kent.
Well, he really is 6'3". He stands in the net, covers a lot of space there, but also just love his calming presence in front of the net. You see a lot of rushes there from BC have just been turned aside, or great rebound control, gobbling pucks up.
Pretty impressive for a young goaltender to look so composed on a big stage like this.
Oh, it really is, and you can see why he was the only goalie drafted in the first round last year in the WHL draft.
Now in over the blue line. Here's an opportunity for Manitoba, but it's broken up back to the point for Thornton. Thornton's going to try a wrist shot, didn't get all of it. Another crack at it now, and a rare flurry of pressure here from Manitoba as they trail 1-0 to BC as we open up the men's hockey portion here of the Canada Games. Now knocked in behind the goal by Lees. It's going to come around on the near side. They'll try to play it back in behind the net. Jason broke that up. And now they'll move it ahead here to Verbicki. Had an assist in the first period. Gives it away. Thornton's going to skate it now. Tries to cut wide. Works his way in. Eventually taken down. And some good hustle there. And he's drawn a penalty. It'll be Nolan Bentham who will go to the box. So our first look coming up here at the Manitoba power play.
Well, real nice rush from Hudson Thornton. Talked earlier about him, got a terrific offensive touch, 41 points for Rink Academy, and the defenseman Nolan Bentham loses his stick and glove. Pretty easy to say, caught red-handed there.
Thornton, a second-round pick, 33rd overall of the Prince George Cougars. His goaltender, Brennan, also a Cougars pick, 21st overall. So we'll see if the Manitoba power play can get them on the board. They're going to have to start all the way back in behind their own net. And that is Captain Lambos. Leaves it there for O'Leary. O'Leary, will he drop it back to his captain? He does. Now they'll move it to the right side for Neal. Neal will send it in. O'Leary waiting for it. Got Geeky in the high slot. Larry trying to move it down along the boards. He's going to come back to the point. Lambo's a good job to keep it in, uses his body to knock off a defender. Now he'll get it to the point. One-timer coming! And a nice save there from Maddox. Steers that rebound into the corner. Pasternak back to the point. Lambos right side for Neal. Neal left side now in the slot there for Geeky, and he fires it up over top of the goal. And an excellent look there, one of the best of the game for Connor Geeky.
Wow, real nice puck movement from Manitoba on the man advantage here. Neal cross ice and then quickly put into the slot to Geeky. He got a lot on that shot, but just a little too high over the netminder, Maddox. That's the best setup we've seen from Manitoba on this power play so far.
Geeky, one of the kids that Western Hockey League scouts here in attendance will be watching. He's projected to be anywhere from a top 5 to top 10 pick in the 2019 Bantam draft.
Well, there's a couple other 2004 born players that we're going to be talking a lot about in this tournament, but Geeky's another one of them. And you're right, he's going to be a top 10 pick.
Now the puck will slide down into the corner. Manitoba's still on the power play here. They've got 37 seconds left to work. And now it'll be played all the way around. The one thing I noticed about Geeky, just to go back to him for a second, 6'2", .162. He's already a pretty big kid.
Yeah, no doubt. That 162 is only going to fill out even more.
Now at the blue line, this will be just offside as the puck hit his skate. So less than 20 seconds left to work in the power play. Manitoba using a power play here to have a little bit of a better period, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We get a look at Garth Mitchell and the Manitoba team, and much better start early on. Able to draw a penalty, still looking for goal number 1 to get past Keegan Maddox, the BC netminder.
But when you have Tyler Brennan in net at the other end, you're not going to need, 4 or 5 goals you wouldn't think to win a hockey game.
No, you're really not going to. And, we mentioned, we talked to the coaching staff from Manitoba earlier today, and they said exactly that. He's a great netminder, and he may need to steal them a game or two this tournament.
He looks capable of doing it. So far here, he's stopped 19 of 20. As British Columbia here, an opportunity on a line change. They'll bring out Stankoven on the penalty kill. He'll be out there with Michael Abgrell. Thornton here, pressured by Stankoven, and eventually knocks it in behind the goal. That'll be picked up there by Rory Neal. Headmans the puck. Power play now over. Lavoisier comes wide, puts on the brakes, drops it off. Pasternak throws it in front, and a nice save there from Maddox on a redirect. And now it'll bounce off the defender's stick. And they'll move it out and bring it back inside over the blue line. See if British Columbia can regain some momentum after killing off that penalty. Both teams 0-4 on their 1 power play opportunity thus far in the game. Here's Sword. He tried to drop it off, broken up, and it'll be brought back the other way with some speed. This is Wallace. Wallace, right wing side, stops, sends one through. Maddox with a blocker, a high rebound. Bounces down on the far boards and knocked out to the neutral zone. Sword gets the center, sends it in. And Wong moving in here on the attack. Couldn't get control of that puck. It'll come all the way back out. Abgrell moves it back to Sword. Now O'Brien, far side, in behind the net. Brendan comes out there and plays it up around on the far boards for Grady Lang. Carmichael pressured there, had to move it up, gave it away. Brook will bring it in over the blue line. Brook, a wrist shot, and Maddox steers it into the corner. Brook went in trying to throw his weight around, missed the intended target though. Now at the blue line, this is Lambos. He's going to go for a little bit of a skate, trying to cut wide, had it knocked away by Wong. Controls again, and this time runs out of room, so he'll just send a backhander down the ice. Good job by BC there to not allow him to have any room.
Yeah, you could see Lambos got his head up. He thought he had some space to create something, and BC held the blue line. Lambos just had to dump it in.
Now the puck will be sent down the ice, hustling in there. O'Leary on the attack. The netminder comes out and plays it out of harm's way. And now it'll come around to Carmichael for British Columbia. Drops it back to O'Brien. Right wing side is what they're going to try this time. That's broken up. And now it'll be blown down as it hits Geekie. It is offside. A good look for Manitoba as they try to find the back of the net. But Keegan Maddox has the door shut so far. To the Centrium in Red Deer, Manitoba starting to find some momentum, and it's the little guys can't even get the job done for him.
Well, the best chance in the second period came off Hunter Wallace and Dawson Pasternak, but you're right. 5'4" is Hunter Wallace, 5'6" Dawson Pasternak. They've got some speed, and they've created a couple good chances for Manitoba.
Larry, this is the big line for Manitoba. Brings it back in over the blue line. That's going to be broken up. And now British Columbia a chance to relieve the pressure. They'll send it down the ice. Latimer on it. He'll take it in behind the net. Latimer looking for a trailer. Nobody there, so he'll reverse it down in behind the net. Broken up there. Larry put it into the corner. Tanaka Campbell came in and took it away. Plays it into the corner for Queering. Now back to the point. Latimer lets it slide in behind the net. Queering on it there. Finds a little bit of room for himself. Now reverses it around. Latimer first on it. Back to the point. Galloway shot. That's blocked. Galloway, though, moving down on a pinch to make sure there wasn't a 2-on-1 the other way. Now Queering shot in. And BC's going to head off on a change. So Thornton will reverse this puck to Brook. Brook high out to the neutral zone. Broken up. He's going to follow up on it. Now he'll bring it in. Brook gets the blue line. Tried to drop it off. O'Leary, far side. Thornton walks in. Wrist shot there and steered to the corner off the stick of Maddox. Now back to the blue line. O'Leary's able to keep it in. He's got traffic in front. Sends one through, and Maddox awkwardly kind of takes that into his stomach and is able to hang on to that one as O'Leary trying to get things going for this Manitoba offense.
A long shot from the point from O'Leary. Right before that, he went cross ice to Thornton, turned aside by Maddox. Here was the shot from O'Leary. Looking for a deflection in front was Bruce. Maddox did well to hang on to that, but a good reply from Manitoba.
O'Leary, a first-round pick, 22nd overall of the Moose Jaw Warriors. Now here's Bankier. Bankier with a shot off of a stick high over top of the net. Now he'll come all the way back around, out and down the ice inside the BC blue line. Controlled there by Bentham. Drops it off to Sword, who moves it ahead. Bankier now pressures from behind. Gets it to center ice, not much further. Broken up there as Neal will control in the corner. Pressure coming from Bankier, so he just plays it around near boards. Chopped up and out to the neutral zone. Hustling over there, Bentham's able to break up the play, and now the puck off of Williams, up and out of play as we near the midway point of the hockey game.
Heads up play from Nolan Bentham there to jump up in the neutral zone to turn aside a Manitoba rush. Connor Roulette, who had a fairly strong first period for Manitoba. One of their more dangerous players was lurking in the neutral zone. Could have been a 2-on-1.
Roulette, a second rounder in the 18 WHL Bantam draft. Picked by the Seattle Thunderbirds, 34th overall. Now here's Pasternak. Gives it away. Be brought back in onside. Stankoven drops it back. A swing and a miss there as he got it out of the stick of Michael Avril. Now back to the point. That's the best chance of the period here for BC. Maybe another one coming though. Wong slips and falls. Avril gets it back to Wong. Plays it back up to the point. O'Brien tried to play it up along the boards, and now an opportunity here for Manitoba to move it out. Avril closed in there quickly though, and now it's going to be played over on the near boards for Wong, who sends it down the ice. Brennan out there will leave it in behind the goal for Lambos. His pass. This is Pasternak. Carmichael moves it ahead. A good look to Wong. Wong in, waits. Shot blocked by Lambos. Wong though scoops it up. Tried to turn around and fire it back towards the goal. Taken away. Dawson Pasternak back for Manitoba. Shot coming off of a stick. Bounces into the corner. Lavoisier tried to play it back up to the point. Pasternak wanted to head off on a change, so he had to wait there. Lees now
Right side, gets the blue line, took a look to the middle of the ice, and then lost the puck when he looked up. Now given away. Backhand shot attempt off the pad of the netminder, bouncing into the corner off the stick of Wadden. Now played around. Thornton keeps it into the blue line, just kept it into the blue line. Sends a shot wide. Comes all the way back around to the point. Brook, shot through, deflected. Good look in front there. Manitoba with much more sustained pressure in the offensive zone in this period than what we saw in the last period, Ken.
Yeah, you really get the sense this game is starting to open up, and especially in Manitoba's favor. Able to gain the BC zone a little bit easily here in the second. As you mentioned, a little more sustained pressure and a few more shots on Maddox, the netminder.
And now an icing against Manitoba. Stankoven has been buzzing, living up to the hype of a top 5 pick in the Western Hockey League, playing the role of setup man here.
Well, nice little backhand pass right to the high slot for Abgral, who just has it go off the heel of his stick. But that line, along with Trevor Wong, have been the most dangerous for BC. Logan Stankoven, when he's got the puck on his stick, you've got to be aware.
2 or 3 backhand passes like that off the rush that he's made so far. Shot so far in this period. Manitoba out shooting BC 6-5. Sword moves it down into the corner. That's going to be broken up by Brook. They'll get it back up top again. Newens gives it to Sword. Now gets it back. Newens is going to be pressured there along the boards. Vicky couldn't control. Comes back to the game's goal scorer. Sword sends one through. That's deflected in front. A nice redirect there from Chason. And it bounced wide to the right of the net. Now will be scooped up by Thornton. He sends it down the ice. Took a bump. Got the puck deep and now heads off on a change with the rest of his mates. Less than 8 to play. Dustin Nielsen and Kent Simpson with you here. Second period action at the Canada Games. It's British Columbia and Manitoba. Now an opportunity for BC to come up with this loose puck. Semenoff lost it, but it comes back to the point. Bentham throws it across. O'Brien looked up and lost the handle. Now he'll settle it down in the corner. Taken away, stripped away, and now Bruce will drop it off. Geekie sends it in behind the net. Maddox out there. Reverses it into the corner for Bentham, who took a bump there from Geekie. And now they'll move it away. Neutral zone. They'll get the blue line. Pretty little drop there, opening up some space. Shot through. High and wide. Comes back to the point for Carmichael. Moves it around far side. Sliding down for the point there. That's Jack O'Brien. Leaves it in the corner. Tries to center it. It's going to be broken up by Bruce. Bruce plays it ahead. That's behind Geekie. Larry trying to skate onto it, but it's broken up, and Manitoba with an opportunity to regroup here just inside their own blue line. Puck all the way down the ice. Now turned over. Roulette manages to keep possession of this puck a couple of times now. Geekie couldn't get there in time, and it'll be taken away. And now going for a skate the other way. British Columbia. Semenoff lost the handle. Roulette back to pick it up for Manitoba. And they're going to come the other way now. A nice burst to the outside. Throwing it across. And an excellent look there. But it rolled off the stick of the intended target into the corner. Penalty coming up. A power play on the way for Manitoba as they are knocking on the door. Oh, so close here. Welcome back to the Centurium in Red Deer, and Manitoba is going to have another power play here. Tyson Galloway, the guilty party, a head contact penalty. As he got his right glove into the face there of the Manitoba player.
Manitoba's looked very good the last couple of minutes. Trenton Crane, a terrific opportunity backdoor just off the toe of his stick.
Second power play of the period for Manitoba. Is this the one where they find the back of the net? We'll see. This is a horrible giveaway. Now an opportunity, shorthanded, but a good job there by Carson Lambos. You make that play, you got to get back, don't you, Ken?
That was a little bit of a, oh my goodness, I better get back. And I think it was miscommunication. I think he thought that the defenseman Hudson Thornton was going to come around and pick up that puck.
Now trying to go end-to-end, a wraparound attempt. A nice look there from Larry. And you can see why he was a first rounder as he goes coast to coast.
When we talk about these teams just coming together this week, not having an opportunity to work on power play very often. And Carson Lambos there got the nerves going, I'm sure.
Now Thornton, he'll play it down the ice. He and Lambos do play together. They're out here now on this power play side of the goal, trying to jam it home short side there was Geeky. Larry comes in as well. This will come back to the point. A ton of time here for Lambos. Throws it across. Thornton with the one-timer. Maddox, a nice pad save, and the rebound knocked all the way down the ice.
Well, good job by Manitoba to win that puck in the corner, get it back to the point, but no traffic in front. Maddox sees it the whole way.
Bruce drops it off. Nobody home. And it'll be played all the way down the ice here by British Columbia. Reversed in behind the goal. Thornton with an opportunity to set things up. Watch there by Semenov. Plays it in behind the net. Now Neal's going to have to go back for it. And Rory Neal will try to lead the rush here for Manitoba. Plays it ahead. Skylar Bruce gets the blue line. Hammers it in. Lees hustles down there on it. And Thornton's able to come up with it at the right point. Gives it away, but Semenov's not going to get there in time. Neal first on it for Manitoba. And this power play about to expire. Penalty kill for BC now, 2 for 2. Manitoba's power play 0 for 2 now with 3 shots. Here's a shot and they score! Off the post and in! Skylar Bruce has tied this game at 1.
And what an enormous goal this is for Manitoba. This second period has been much better than the first, and you can see this starts in their own zone, making the BC blue line with speed, and then how about the hands? Picks that puck up right in the slot, puts it to his forehand, off the post and in, past Keegan Maddox. And what do you know, we got a game here. 1-1 is your score.
Perfect shot from Bruce.
In high flight too, he was at full speed there, and you're right, just chipped it past the blocker of Maddox.
Tied at 1, and Brendan will cover up for a whistle as we'll get another look at the equalizer from Manitoba.
Well, just started out in the Manitoba zone. Roulette with a beautiful pass to the slot, and then Skylar Bruce gathers it on his forehand, quickly to his backhand, and then back to his forehand before sliding it past Maddox.
Excellent point on that feed from Roulette. That was a nice little setup. Here they come again. This is Crane. He's going to be knocked down. Now back to the point. Shot off of a skate. Controlled here by British Columbia and brought away. For Vicky, sends it through, and a nice job there by Brendan, who hasn't been busy as of late, and he's able to hang on to that one.
Yeah, kind of the tale of 2 periods here. It's been all Manitoba lately in the second. A good push from BC here for Vicky. The beautiful headman pass there to Jason. And Brennan follows that puck the whole way. There was no daylight on the short side at all.
Shots are now 22-17 in favor of British Columbia. Manitoba has closed the gap. I mean, a couple of power plays help, but they really do too much on the power play. It's been even strength where they've actually had the advantage, I think.
You're right, Dustin. It really has. And I think you go back to that first period, Manitoba just had such a tough time getting their speed going, gaining entry into the BC territory. And here in the second, that's been a different story.
Here's Bruce again, the goal scorer, spins back inside the blue line, drops it off, and Asaley will move it down into the corner. Broken up there and controlled by Stankoven, who moves it ahead to Abgrol. Abgrol down into the corner. Asaley breaks it up, hammers it right back into the shin pads of Abgrol. Abgrol's able to knock it loose for Wong. Wong turns. Wong's going to shoot. That's deflected and comes along the right boards. Wong takes a big bump there from Brook, who then gives him a little bit of an elbow to the back of the head as well. Asaley in the corner. Stankoven trying to come up with it, spins away, pressured, and a good job there by Asaley to stay hard on the puck can.
Yeah, real good strength from Cole Asaley there. Stankoven is a strong player, and Asaley just second effort was able to win the puck for Manitoba.
Back in on the attack, that's Semenov. He's all by himself, so he'll play it around on the near side. Bankier off the bench. Now they'll drop it off. High slot. This is Williams. Back up top to the point for Sword. Traffic in front, deflection, and they score! Excellent hands. Caden Bankier has given BC the lead once again.
Well, just terrific job from the defenseman Graham Sword at the point. He gets his head up. He recognizes Caden Bankier is going to the net. So So he doesn't wind up with a big slapper, just a low seeing eye wrister. And you mentioned the eye-hand coordination from Banky here to tip this puck past the glove of the netminder. Tyler Brennan, no chance there, and what a response from BC after giving up the tying goal.
Heartbreaker for Manitoba, playing so well and evening this game up, and now all of a sudden, less than 2 to play here in the second. You're down by 1 again. Lee's trying to follow up on a loose puck. That's broken up. That'll be played ahead. Queering. Tanaka Campbell hustles down into the corner to come up with it. He's got it on his backhand along the boards, and it'll be knocked out to the neutral zone. Carmichael back on it for BC. 90 seconds to play, period number 2. A response from British Columbia makes it a 2-1 game. Now here's Brook. Lost the handle in the corner. This is the goal scorer, Bankier. He lost the handle on it. Bossier, the big fella, trying to go for escape. Gets to the blue line and chips it in. Maddox wants to play it. Had just enough time to do it. He'll dump it off. Now back across here to Carmichael. This one all the way down the ice. Misses everybody. No icing here. And hustling in there on the forecheck was Queering. He fell. And that'll give Brook an opportunity to move it ahead. He'll lug it up to center ice. Now play it in over the blue line. We're now in the final minute of play, period number 2. First game of the tournament for both of these clubs. Here comes Pasternak with some speed. In over the blue line, he scores! What a shot there! We're tied at 2, courtesy of Dawson Pasternak in the final minute of period number 2.
Wow, what a terrific exhibition from skill from Dawson Pasternak. He jumps on the turnover in the neutral zone, gets his feet going up ice, and then just uses the BC defender Ty Gibson as a screen. Head up the whole way. He knows where he wants to shoot this far blocker past Maddox. And just a great shot in stride through the screen of the BC defender.
We talked about Pasternak earlier in the period having an impact on this game, and obviously he follows it up right there. 30 seconds remaining, period 2, tied at 2 as Brennan takes a shot in the chest and will hang on with 26.5 seconds remaining in what's been a highly entertaining middle frame.
Goals were so hard to come by in the first, just the 1, and now 3 very late in the second period, setting up what's going to be a terrific third period, Dustin.
Now they'll battle in behind the goal. Puck squirts out front. Brook does not want it there, so he'll knock it down into the corner. Now Lambos gets it to Brook. Unassisted. Pasternak has this game tied at 2. As it'll be played out in the neutral zone now. Roulette, who's had some jump in his game here, finds the puck, dishes it off, and that's going to do it for period number 2. One more whistle as we get an offside here. It looked like BC was going to control this game, but Manitoba has bounced back nicely, not once, but twice here in the second. Your thoughts?
Well, have they ever? I think you got to look at the netminder Tyler Brennan first for keeping his team in the game. That gave a little bit of confidence to Manitoba, and as the period wore on, I think they just found they had a little more time with the puck. They were able to get their feet going, and 2 terrific shots past the blocker of Keegan Maddox has this game even at 2 goals apiece each.
A calming presence between the pipes from Brennan has led to the rest of the team with some belief here as well. Pasternak able to tie this game at 2 in the final minutes, setting up an excellent third period here, the opening day of hockey action at the Canada Games in Red Deer.
The Red Deer 2019 Canada Winter Games are presented by Nova Chemicals. Plastic is a valuable resource, not to be discarded. Put it to better use. Kindly recycle while enjoying the games. By MMP, proud supporter of the 2019 Canada Winter Games. By Navigator, when you can't afford to lose. By the City of Red Deer, it's in the spirit of sport. It's here. It's Red Deer. By The Look Company, building sport and event environments that are always engaging. The proud branding partner of the 2019 Canada Games.
Dawson Pasternak with the equalizing goal with less than a minute left to go in the frame as we're tied up at 2s between BC and Manitoba after 2 periods of action. Welcome inside second intermission. I'm Kayla Gray. Okay, back to Shane Wright. At 15, he's highly praised for his hockey IQ and how well he knows the game. In the second part of his sit-down with Paul Hollingsworth, we get a chance to get to know him.
So this is a bit of a page turn. This the Shane Wright lightning round questions. You ready for this?
All right.
If you could score on any NHL goalie, past or present, who would that be?
I don't know. I'd like to say one of the best, like Dominik Hasek, something like a guy like that. I mean, to be able to score on goalie as good as him, I think that'd be pretty impressive. So yeah.
NHLers are very much into Fortnite these days. Do you play?
Yeah, I play a bit, just a little bit.
You good?
Not great, no. But I mean, it's all right.
And you're honest too.
Yeah, that's true.
Pre-game meal would be what?
Pre-game, my dad homemade chicken rice burritos.
Nice.
So he grills chicken, he puts a little barbecue sauce on it. He cooks up some rice, and then he puts it in a burrito, just wraps it all up. It's delicious, so good.
NHLer with the best goal celebration. The best celly belongs to whom?
I like. Oh, that's a tough one.
Subban's a good one. He does a good one, yeah.
I mean, myself, I'm not really a celly guy. I mean, when I score, I do usually do like the one little fist pump.
Yeah.
I always like the Kuznetsov bird celebration.
That's right. Yeah.
I thought that was always a
and
pretty
it's
funny one.
Pretty original too.
Yeah, for sure.
On your iTunes, your iTunes list, most played song, favorite song would be what?
Most played song. I want to say. Definitely, you know the band Imagine Dragons?
Yes.
You know that band? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, my parents got tickets for a family, went to one of their concerts.
Nice.
So ever since that, I've been a big fan. Definitely one of the songs like Radioactive. That's a big song of theirs, or Demons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Best warm-up song, or what is your favorite warm-up song? Do you go back to Imagine Dragons for that, or you go more hard rock, more bounce?
For me, I don't really listen to music before warm-up. I'm kind of... Yeah, I really don't use the headphones at all, but if I had to pick one, it's probably be more like a hard rock kind of thing. Yeah.
You'll love this one. Your sister, this is sibling rivalry stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Your sister's going to the University of Waterloo on a scholarship for soccer. Who's the better athlete in the Wright household?
Definitely her. I mean, when we were younger, we always used to, compete and stuff. We played soccer, basketball, whatever. She'd always beat me at that stuff, so I'd definitely go with her.
This is a bit more serious. If you weren't a hockey player, if you were not pursuing a career in hockey, what path would you be choosing?
Oh, that'd be tough. I mean, I'd still want to be involved with hockey somehow. I mean, like coach or agent or something like that. No matter what, I definitely want to be involved with hockey when I'm older.
NHL All-Star Game was last month. Let's go back to the skills competition. Which event would you win?
I feel like the fastest skating event. I feel like I'm pretty good at that. I mean, not as fast as a lot of the guys out there, like McDavid. I mean, you see him go around there, it's crazy.
Fly.
Yeah, he can absolutely fly.
Special to watch.
For sure.
Which one would you lose, or which one would be your worst event?
Oh, the shooting accuracy. I'd be horrible at that. And that one and the puck control. The puck control, no, that wouldn't be my strongest one.
Almost done. Which NHLer has the most style, the most swag? Henrik Lundqvist, PK Subban, they're known for looking pretty good when they come to the rink. That's a couple of names to put into your head. If you look across the NHL landscape, who looks the best, the most stylish walking in the rink?
I got to go with Subban. I mean, just the stuff, like the suits he wears, the coats, and then his hats. He wears a different hat every game, so I think.
I want to see his closet.
I know. I want to check it out for sure.
Final question, why number 51?
So my dad actually thought of it. So my birthday is the 5th day of the first month. Nice. So that's where the 51 came from.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Shane Wright from Team Ontario, 15-year-old hockey player on the rise. Nice job, young man. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Congrats and best luck at the Canada Games.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Shane Wright, one of 2 players to apply for exceptional status. The second is Matt Savoy. We will see him Sunday with Team Alberta as they face Manitoba. 7 p.m. Eastern Time is when you can catch that one on TSN 5. Between periods, Dustin Nielsen caught up with Manitoba's Carson Lambo. Find out what he had to say when we come back. Well, quite the second period between British Columbia and Manitoba as we're tied up at 2. Nice back and forth, an exciting third period ahead. Between periods, our Dustin Nielsen caught up with Carson Lemboy.
Carson, what a second period for your club, eliminating not one, but 2 deficits. Talk about your ability to bounce back here.
Yeah, no, we just we're sticking to the game plan, playing physical game, pucks deep, and getting on their D. Got a couple big goals.
How much does it help when you've got a goaltender like Tyler Brennan, who seems so calm in the net? How much does it help the rest of you guys to feel calm in front of him?
Yeah, Brennan's been really good. He kept us in there in the first, only letting 1 goal there. Some big stops from him, so he's given us a chance in this game.
You're the captain of your club. What was it like being one of the leaders when you walked out last night at the opening ceremony?
Yeah, it was a really cool experience for sure. To see this building in Red Deer full is something I won't forget.
Carson, thanks for this, and best of luck in the third.
Thank you.
Carson Lemboy hoping his team can respond to the third period. That coming up next. Canada Games coverage continues. Coverage of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts continues tomorrow from Nova Scotia as Canada's top women's curlers battle and draws 3, 4, and 5. Action starts 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Third period about to get underway at the Centrium. Let's go back to Dustin Nielsen and Ken Simpson.
Third period action should be excellent here at the Centrium in Red Deer as Manitoba is clawed back here, now tied at 2. And one of the big reasons were the little guys, Pasternak and Wallace from Manitoba, kind of getting that momentum going for their team in the second, Kent.
Yeah, they really were the igniter to change the momentum. 2 guys that are both under 5'6", but great speed, terrific chemistry early on. And how about that shot from Dawson Pasternak through the screen late in the period to tie the score at 2.
Shots in that period, 11-8 in favor of Manitoba. And after watching the first 15 minutes of this game, I didn't think that they'd be capable of kind of grasping and taking control of it, maybe hanging around, but they actually controlled the play in the second period.
They really did. And you're right, that opening 20 minutes was essentially all BC. And you just kind of had the feeling that they can just get a few more past Tyler Brennan, the Manitoba netminder. They're going to cruise to victory. But I just think Brennan making a few big saves let Manitoba think that, hey, they can hang around and anything's possible. And now they've got some confidence.
Underway, period number 3, opening game of the tournament for both of these clubs as that puck will be played down the ice. Bentham back on it there for BC, gives it away. They'll try to come to Geekie in the high slot, now all the way back around for the point. Shot coming there, oh, just wide, far post. I don't think a Larry Sauter would have had a tap in. Now it'll be played off the boards and out to the neutral zone. So a nice start here from Manitoba in the first 30 seconds of period number 3. Now an icing all the way down, bounces in behind the net. So BC will get an offensive zone face-off, but some pressure early here from Manitoba.
Oh, you're right, Eric O'Leary couldn't get his stick on the long shot off the stick from Hudson Thornton. Came through some traffic. And you're right, if he'd seen it, it would have been just a tap in, wide open net. But O'Leary has been one of the top forwards for Manitoba so far.
Long shot through, and I have a feeling if there is no traffic, Brendan's going to stop it. And that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, he's just done such a wonderful job. You go back to that opening 20, making 15 saves, keeping his team in this game, and ultimately leading it to where we are now, tied at 2.
Off the draw, back to the point for Gibson. Throws it across, far side, Galloway. Wong reaching for it, knocking it in behind the net. Lambos on it there, puts on the brakes. Stankoven comes in, steals it, plays it back up to the point. Galloway couldn't get a shot off. Turned around, tried to find Wong. And now it'll be played around the far boards. Bouncing up off the dasher, and now down the ice. Roulette, a good skater, trying to chase his way into that mix. Puck will be taken away. Kept in there by Lambos. Wong knocks it loose. They'll play it back up to the point now. A ton of time. Shot through off the right pad of Maddox. Comes all the way around to the point. Lambos keeps it alive. Here's Crane. Waits, and that one into the glove of Keegan Maddox. And he'll hang on. Lambos having a nice shift here, and he's been good defensively so far this evening.
Well, he really is ahead of his years. Dustin, you just see the way he plays defensively. So tough to get around. Winning one-on-one battles. Not afraid to sacrifice his body either. getting in shooting lanes, and then he's got some speed when needed. Here he is on a back check, trying to snuff out a breakaway that was a shorthanded rush from BC. So he's definitely the leader of the back end of this Manitoba club.
Excellent game so far for Lambos, the Winnipeg product, drafted by the Kootenay Ice, who will be moving to Winnipeg. So they're going to have a local guy to build around when they roll in to Manitoba. Now the side of the goal, this puck bounces in behind the net. That'll be controlled, played up the near side for Wallace. Wallace battling along the boards just inside his blue line. And eventually that puck will squirt back in, controlled here by Manitoba, far side, and that'll be brought in on the odd. This is an interesting line here because you've got Labossiere, who's 6'4", 200 pounds already, almost twice as heavy as his two line mates combined in Wallace and Pasternak.
Well, isn't that the truth? And they've got a nice makeup. The speed from the two, Pasternak and Wallace, and Labossiere trying to create some space for them out there with his size.
Now off the draw, they'll try to power it up through the neutral zone. They do. Penalty coming here as well. Wallace, I believe, has drawn a penalty as the puck will be played all the way around Brennan to the bench. The puck is touched by British Columbia's Jack O'Brien. And the third power play of the hockey game coming up for Manitoba.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Cage Newen's going to the box for a hook. It was just a second effort from Dawson Pasternak, keeping his feet moving here. Gets hauled down. And, you know, Dustin, really interesting when you look at where the players of Manitoba play. You have to look to Sioux Falls in the under-16 league in North Dakota. That's where Dawson Pasternak buys his trade right now.
The one guy on this team that does not play in Manitoba, playing down in the United States right now, leads his team in scoring down there, and he's on the face-off here for Manitoba. And Roulette went in, didn't see it, was in the feet of the linesman, and now it'll be played around far side. Thornton hustles over, can't keep it in, so Lambos is gonna have to go back and regroup here for Manitoba. Power play 0 for 2 thus far, 3 shots on goal. This is their third opportunity, and boy, if they could finish here, that'd be huge. Lambos, right side to Thornton. He'll get center and play it around near side. O'Leary waiting for it here. He's gonna be double teamed along the boards. Will he get some help? Now he does, as Pasternak comes over there, eventually comes up with the puck. Lambos at the blue line, good patience, finds Thornton, high slop and a shot, and that one high, hard, and wide. Lambos can't keep it into the blue line. He does control it, has to wait for his teammates to get on side. Takes a return feed from Thornton here. He'll get the center and play it in. All the way around, Roulette far side. Looking for Pasternak. Pasternak scoots in there, couldn't come up with it. Now eventually he does, good second effort, gets it back to Roulette. Roulette, nowhere to go with it, so he'll just play it back up to the point for Thornton, across to Lambos. Thornton again, Larry's gonna sneak down, he'll find him. Larry's shot off of a leg, up and out of play as Gibson got a piece of it with 51 seconds left in the power play.
Well, some good puck movement from Manitoba here, right at the point. Heads up play from Lambos. D to his partner Thornton, and then tried to go short side, couldn't get it through, and then backdoor to O'Leary. He had a little bit of time catching that puck on his forehand, but it was deflected up and over.
You can see them trying to set that play up for O'Leary. See how he was hanging up high, waiting for them to move it over to the right side. Second unit out here on the power play for Manitoba. Lambos does remain, so the second overall pick in the 18 Bantam draft, working both power play units right now for Manitoba. Headmans the puck to Neal, does Lambos, and Neal will send it in. Right side, waiting for it there is Bruce. Has a goal in this game. And now an opportunity for BC, and they'll backhand it all the way down onto Brennan. Lambos heads off for a breather now. Brook comes over the boards for Manitoba. 10 seconds left in the power play as they bring it in over the blue line. Lees gets it back up to the point. Neal waiting for it left side. They'll give it to him. Neal takes a look up to Brook. Brook shot. That's deflected and trickles through slowly. And steered into the corner by Maddox. Controlled here by Manitoba. Lees tried to find Crane. It's going to slide down into the corner. Comes back around to Newens out of the penalty box. Back to the point. Neal shot there. Rebound laying there. Goaltender's down. And the puck comes right back to him. And he will hang on to it after no shots for Manitoba on their third man advantage.
Well, a little bit of a hold your breath moment there for BC. They get the penalty kill. And right in front, the puck was sitting there. Bruce just about got the kind of the wraparound as Keegan Maddox was down and out. But all in all, a pretty good penalty kill from BC, still tied at 2.
Larry wins the draw, back to Thornton, shot through, and Maddox able to slide to his left to make sure no rebound to be had. Shots now 26-24. After the first, it was 16-8 for BC.
Yeah, Manitoba believes. They certainly believe they can compete with BC, and they've proven it over the last 30 minutes of hockey.
Now the puck will be knocked in behind the goal. Trevor Wong comes up with it there. He wants to skate it away. He will. Gets the blue line. Sends it towards the goal. Brendan, no problem. Steers it off the official. And Stankoven's able to come up with it back to the point. Shot through. Wong in front. Brendan's down. Makes the first save. And Stankoven came crashing in there, but could not corral the rebound. As the top lines go head-to-head here. Larry back the other way. Larry maybe getting a little bit of a double shift here from Manitoba now as they try to take a lead. Wong in the corner, drops it off out front. Brennan down, and a good look there, but Brennan no room at all on him. He's very compact for a big guy.
Well, Brennan hasn't been too busy lately, but he had to be on form right here as a tip in tight from Trevor Wong, and then Stankoven right there on the rebound. Big Tyler Brennan holds his butterfly position to keep the puck out.
Now off the draw, controlled by Manitoba. First 5 minutes of the third period in the books. Long pass ahead, misses everybody, slides right down in on Maddox. He'll play it up an open wing, and that gets past Lavoisier and out to the neutral zone. Chopped at it at the blue line, and it's offside against Manitoba.
You know, Dustin, you just get the sense of the change in mindset from Manitoba. This long bomb pass from Lambois. This wouldn't have existed in the first period, maybe even early in the second, but now they've got a little more space they've created out there. Pasternak's going, Wallace is going, and they just about connect on a breakaway pass.
Now in the corner, it's going to be played up the left wing boards. Broken up there by Lambos. Uses his body to get control of that puck. Eventually had it knocked away. And now it'll be picked up by Pasternak. Playing physical out there as well. I've liked his game a lot. We'll move it ahead to Wallace, who chips it in. Maddox gave it away. Pasternak up front to Wallace, and they score! They connect again. This time it's Wallace all alone in the slot, and Manitoba has their first lead of the hockey game.
Well, this has been the most dangerous duo tonight. Little complacency from BC in their own zone there. Miscommunication between the netminder defense. Pasternak jumps on it, and he just knows where Wallace is. Right in front of the slot there. Perfect tape-to-tape pass on and off his stick in a second through the legs of Maddox. What a huge goal for Manitoba.
Critical error by the goaltender there. Kind of played it into no man's land, and Pasternak hopped all over it. Manitoba off the stick of Wallace now, with a 3-2 lead as we creep towards the midway point here of period number 3. Semenov with a shot that's off of a stick, up and out of play. Manitoba now with a 3-2 lead as Pasternak finds Wallace, who in turn finds the back of the net. Welcome back to Red Deer, everyone. Dustin Nielsen alongside Ken Simpson. And so far, it's the two smallest guys on Manitoba who have stepped up in the biggest way.
And a terrific example of why you keep your feet moving. First of all, it was Dawson Pasternak through the neutral zone. This time, he's first on a puck. Right out front to Wallace. And how about that quick release through the legs of Maddox? Smiles all around so far for Manitoba.
Manitoba now with their first lead of the hockey game, and a goaltender in Tyler Brendan, who hasn't been that busy as of late, but you probably have to like his lockdown ability, don't you, Ken?
You really do. I mean, he's just looked so confident in net here this evening. And you just get the feeling, I mean, you look at the goals that BC scored, a deflection and a screen, no chance for the netminder at all. If BC wants to even this score up, it's going to have to be traffic in front, getting Brennan moving east to west in his crease.
16 shots in the first period for BC, just 13 since then. Thornton in behind his net, moves it across. Mason Knocks it up in, and they're onside. This is Crane with a shot, and Maddox, a nice bounce-back save there from him as the shot came through a defender, and he's able to redirect it into the netting and out of play.
Oh, nifty little pickup from Trenton Crane there. Gathered that off his back foot onto his stick, shooting through a screen. And there's a look at Keegan Maddox, the netminder, who's going to have to be very big in the final 13+ minutes here to keep this a 1-goal game.
Maddox, an 8th-round pick of Victoria. The shot there from Crane, who's actually a 5th-round pick of Victoria, so maybe future teammates going head-to-head on that play. Now here's Geekie, gives it away just outside the blue line. That's going to be knocked down in, and Brennan will leave it in behind the goal. Right wing side, they'll get the blue line, now neutral zone, and O'Leary will bring it in. He's got Geekie to his left, tried a shot, that was deflected, bounced into the corner. O'Leary on it here. Geekie comes in there as well. O'Leary comes up with it, centers it out front. Oh, what a save there as Maddox closes the door on what would have been a huge goal there from Bruce, who already has one in this game.
Well, terrific work down low from Eric O'Leary. He wins the battle, and then right out front to Bruce. And you can see he wanted that. I think he was trying to go upstairs. Instead, he didn't get all of it. Was looking like 5-hole. Good save from Maddox.
O'Leary with the setup there, as you mentioned. He's played 2 games already with Moose Jaw in the Western Hockey League this year. Now Lane knocks this into the corner. Galloway on it there. If you're a team like BC right now, Kent, and you come out, everything's going really well, probably should have had a couple more on Brennan, but he played terrific. Now all of a sudden you've kind of, given your punch, now you're taking a punch back in the face. How do you kind of get that momentum back?
Well, I think it's going to have to start with a few more shots, and that might sound strange because you're not getting anything through, but I think right now for BC, they're waiting for the perfect opportunity. They think they can't score from outside of 20, 30 feet on Tyler Brennan, and because of that, they're not creating any second, third chances. They're not able to get any sustained pressure offensively because they're just trying to be a little too pretty. But maybe the opportunity knocks here as they are going to go to the man advantage.
That's assistant captain Grady Lane in the box. 2 minutes for head contact, I believe the call. Following through up high there. So a power play opportunity for BC. They had 1 in the first, 2 shots on goal. Nothing to show for it otherwise. Big moment in the hockey game right now. Back to the point for Sword, who scored the goal in the game for British Columbia. Tosses it over to Wong. Wong moves down. Fanned on a pass down low. Now gives it away. And an opportunity for Manitoba, and they'll take advantage of it as Aiden Brook hammers it down the ice.
Well, you can see what they're trying to do. They want Sword to kick it out to the left wing to Wong, who then immediately puts it across the ice to Stankoven.
Stankoven gets the blue line this time, drops it off. He's taken down into the corner there by Newens. Now back up to Sword. Sword drops it off to Wong, back up top to Sword. Stankoven wants it, he'll get it now the right side. He's gonna swing high. Stankoven drops it back up top to Wong from the blue line. Traffic in front, shot through, and Brennan just calmly with a pad knocks it into the corner. Stankoven able to come up with it again, back up top. Sword, he's got a ton of time here, drops it off to Wong. Wong walks in, plays it down low to Newens. Newens couldn't control, now he'll play it back up top to Wong. Wong, Sword, right side now. Stankoven back up top. Wong with some room. He's going to walk in, tries to go back door. Brennan's down. It's underneath him. And they'll get a whistle with 33 seconds left in the man advantage.
Wow, what a remarkable save from Tyler Brennan here. Again, good puck movement from BC over to Trevor Wong, and he's just looking for a stick in front. And for a quick moment, you could see the puck laying there between the legs of Brennan, but he was able to hang on tight.
Stankoven driving towards the goal there. They'll bring out the second power play unit here for the final 30 seconds, and Manitoba able to win that faceoff, and they'll send it all the way down the ice onto the stick of netminder Keegan Maddox. Bentham now skates it ahead, drops it back, and now they'll move it across left side for Gibson. Tried to dangle in, had it taken away. Bentham watched closely there by Crane. And now BC struggling to get back in here at the tail end of this power play. Maybe now, far side, a good look, shot coming high and wide. Up into the netting and out of play as Grady Lane steps back onto the ice. This one awfully close to finding the back of the net.
Now, what a terrific shot off the stick of the UBC forward there. Looking far side, it actually went off the crossbar, had Tyler Brennan beat on the glove side. That's why we see a face-off outside Manitoba territory.
The shot was from Chase on a first rounder of Brandon. 15th overall in 18 is where he was selected. Now out through the neutral zone, that's broken up. Lane playing the body there, comes back around to O'Brien, who moves it ahead to Williams. Broken up. And now it'll be picked up and played down the ice by Carmichael. They're offside, so BC has to regroup, gives Manitoba a little bit of time. Can't take advantage of it, though. Another crack at it here, and it'll be knocked out through the neutral zone.
You know, Dustin, in that first period when it was all BC, they won the one-on-one battles and they were first to pucks. That's really a different story now. Just saw an example with maybe an opportunity for BC and they can't win the battle.
Here's Williams, she'll bring it in. Everybody's onside. Gets the blue line and drops it off. Now takes a return feed in the corner. Couldn't control it though. Latimer on it there, knocks it in behind the net. Brook comes up with it and he'll move it ahead. Find Lane, who wants a line change, so he'll send it down into the corner. 9 minutes remaining here, third period. Manitoba was down 1-0 and 2-1. They now lead 3-2. Stankoven drops it back. Now ahead, broken up, a nice read there from Thornton. Gibson following up on the play, knocks it in. Here's an odd man rush. This is Wong. Wong, Stankoven with a shot. Huge save. Brennan goes left to right, closes the door on the 5-hole. And that's one we'll remember if Manitoba can hang on. Now Bruce the other way, by himself. A little drag, eventually had it knocked away. Larry on the follow-up, couldn't control. Wong's gonna come back the other way for BC again. Wong finds a trailer, shot through. That's blocked. Stankoven able to come up with it, but he's knocked off the puck, and Manitoba's gonna skate it back the other way. Flipped ahead, Larry trying to power his way in. Following up a shot from the point. Save made there from Maddox. And now back to the right point as both teams open it up a little bit here.
Well, you get the sense of urgency from BC to try to even this score. Jumping defenseman into the play, and as such, Manitoba gets a couple good opportunities back the other way.
Here's Sword. Stripped of the puck as he brought it in to the offensive zone. Now goes back to Nolan Bentham. Bentham, far side. It's going to be redirected down the ice by Chason. And Brennan will do this all the way, the rest of the way, as he hangs on to the loose puck. And once again, he's continuing to have himself a night, Ken. Brennan closing the door in the third so far. Manitoba leads 3-2. British Columbia looking for some answers after dominating the first 15 minutes of this game. They now find themselves trailing 3-2 with less than 8 minutes to play. Dustin Nielsen and Ken Simpson with you here on TSN. Thank you very much for joining us as we open up the Canada Games in Red Deer with some hockey action here. And a good hockey game as well, Kent, as Manitoba has clawed their way back in here to take control of this thing.
Well, all seemed lost after the first period for Manitoba, but you're right, they have come back.
Backdoor look, a good feed, and an excellent look there as well for Bentham. And he hit the side of the net, although Brendan was there anyway.
Well, what a perfect setup. That came off the little timeout there. So it was a perfect play from the coaching staff of BC to activate the defenseman from the point, create that backdoor play.
So executed almost perfectly as the way they drew it up.
Just not the finish, but face-off one, and then Sword with his head up, looking backdoor. And there was Nolan Bentham, just didn't quite get all of it.
Like the play of Sword so far. First rounder, 17th overall for Spokane. He's really been a driver of offense from the blue line.
Yeah, really seems like a general back there. You know, a lot of confidence, terrific poise with the puck, and without it for that matter too.
Big guy, 6'2", 159 pounds right now, future Spokane Chief. Now to be played down the ice. Hustling in there, trying to slide underneath was Pasternak again. And Wallace with a shot. Maddox blockers it to the corner, but Pasternak has drawn a penalty, I believe, as these two guys continue to do some serious damage with 7 minutes left in the hockey game.
Well, you just love the pace from Pasternak. I mean, he's a half a zone behind the defenseman Bentham here, and he chases up and catches him and might have had an opportunity, but Bentham has to get his stick up around the shoulder, which might have been around the waist of any other player. What a great job from Pasternak there.
Hooking the call, power play Manitoba, a chance to possibly seal this thing away with an insurance marker. Here's O'Leary. Drops it back. Lambeau's far side. Thornton tried to feather it through. Another crack at it, ran into a teammate. And now it'll be moved ahead and knocked out to the neutral zone. Waiting back there for it, the captain. Lambeau's watched closely there by Carmichael. Carmichael's going to chase him all the way in behind the net. Lambeau skates away from it. Backhander, no good. That's picked off by Finlay Williams. Williams trying to drive in. Lambeau's got back, knocked him down. And Williams tried to center it from his knees, but Lambeau's broke that up as well. Now here's Roulette, had to wait for the puck. Now he's got it. Left wing side, drops it off for O'Leary. O'Leary up top to Neal. Neal wants to set things up. He'll give it to Thornton. Thornton to O'Leary. Thornton back up top, right side now for Neal. Return feed to Thornton. O'Leary's going to swing up high here. Walks down, wrist shot coming, had a lot on that. Hit a shin pad, bounced into the corner. Now O'Leary, Moose Jaw draft pick, trying to come up with it again out of a pile along the boards here. 45 seconds left in the man advantage for Manitoba. They'll get it back to Thornton, across to Neal. Thornton at the blue line, watch closely there, has to be careful, and eventually lost it. Good job by Kobe Verbicki to get it down the ice.
A terrific second effort from Verbicki there. We saw the previous power play, Lambeau stayed out there the whole time. This time it was Thornton on the backhand for Manitoba.
Now back in on the attack. Crane couldn't get a shot off cleanly. Maybe another crack at it. Here's Crane, high slot, turns with a shot. That one blocked, bounces into the corner. Bruce comes up with it for Manitoba. 10 seconds left in the power play. They'll flip it over to Lambeau's back out there now for the team with the lead. Neal wants it at the point. He'll get it. Gives it to Lambeau's. A ton of time. Lambeau's with a drag and a shot. Rebound laying there at the edge of the crease. And Maddox eventually in a bevy of legs there, able to cover it up as the power play expires and BC dodges a bullet.
Well, real nice puck movement from Manitoba. Neal across to Lambeau's with his head up. Slight little change of direction for where that puck is released from. He's able to get it through on net, and then it's just banging away. Maddox, a great job keeping that puck out, making sure it's still a one-goal game.
Agro moves it ahead. Trevor Wong in over the blue line, waits. Had to feather it towards the net. Was looking for somebody in the high slot, broken up by Manitoba, sent all the way down the ice. And this one will roll down for icing as these two teams with a battle in Pool B, and it looks like Pool B is going to be extremely competitive, Kent.
Well, it really will. Alberta, they finished second last Canada game, so they are the top seed in this pool. BC, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan rounded out. Tomorrow, Alberta and Manitoba are going to be in action.
We will have that game for you right here on TSN. Battle here off the faceoff, eventually won by Manitoba and flipped all the way down the ice. O'Brien in the corner, spins away from trouble, puts the puck to an open area. Hustling over there on it is Trevor Wong. Right side, a good look from Michael Avgrel. He overskated it and will be blown down on an offside. Shots are now dead even at 32 apiece. It was 16-8 after the first period, so Manitoba has bounced back in a big way.
Well, now we're into urgency time here for BC. 4:20 left. Got to start activating your D, maybe making a little bit of riskier play to try to get that equalizer past Tyler Brennan.
Payson gets the blue line, lost the handle on it though. That'll be picked up there by Sword. Knocked ahead to Newens. Newens lets it slide. Jason's gonna knock it down in behind the net. Verbicki on it there, watch closely. Had it taken away, played back to the blue line. Sword kept it in momentarily. Now it's gonna be flipped ahead to Roulette. Turns, pressured from behind, all tied up here. Managing to stay on the puck momentarily. And it will come out to the neutral zone. Controlled there by Verbicki. Throws it towards the slot that bounced behind the intended target, Cage Newens. And Manitoba will relieve the pressure. 3.5 minutes to play, and it's center ice. Crane will backhand it in. Sword, he's probably going to play a ton the rest of the way. Goes back to pick it up for BC. Off the stick of Williams and down the ice. Semenov in there, tried to center it. That'll be controlled again. Backhand attempt coming, Brennan down. And he takes that backhander off the stick of Caden Bankier and is able to hang on.
Bankier with a nice opportunity here on the backhand. Looks like stick just got in on him in tight to deflect it. But shows great poise here, doesn't shoot it away right when he gets it, holds on for a moment, and then just the poise from Brennan just to gobble that puck up. Nothing to see here. Whistle. Move along.
Not many rebounds in front of that Manitoba net so far here tonight. Bankier plays it through the high slot. Couple of cracks at it here for Manitoba to clear the zone. Now they do. Pasternak again. Pasternak waits, wanted a shot, fanned on it. Keeps the play alive, though. Eventually had it stripped from behind, and it'll be brought back away by Galloway, the defenseman, all by himself on this rush. He'll just play it in. The rest of British Columbia was making a line change. And now Thornton will move it ahead here for Manitoba. Pass behind the intended target, Grady Lane. Thornton inside his own blue line. Drops it back to Lambos. 2.5 minutes here away from Manitoba possibly getting in the win column. Thornton back to Lambos. Far side up to center, trying to get it into the zone, and that one up over the glass and out of play with 2:16 remaining here in the hockey game. British Columbia getting to a point here where they need one of their big guns to make a play, Ken.
Yeah, you look at Stankoven and Trevor Wong, those have been the most dangerous players. Graham Sword on the backhand, but they need a little bit of magic, and with 2:16 left, we're gonna have to keep our eye on Keegan Maddox, the netminder. Gotta think that head coach Steve O'Rourke will be calling him sometime soon once the puck is in Manitoba territory.
Controlled here by Sword, across to Bentham. Bentham at center, trying to cut his way to the middle, gets center ice and hammers it in. Assaley on it there, goaltender goes to the bench, extra attacker now out here for BC. 2 minutes to play, they'll go 6-on-5, dropped off, chased on shot, blocked by Lambos, a big play by the captain of Manitoba. Now it's gonna be played in behind the net once again. 6-on-5 here for BC, net empty. Along the boards, they'll keep it in. Another crack at it, it'll be played down the ice, and that one will go for icing. So shortly after you mentioned, we'll watch 2 minutes, and no longer, they got him out of there.
And they had a couple of good chances. Maintained possession, which of course is the big thing with that extra attacker. Now BC is gonna call their timeout. We saw them drop a play off the last television break there. That worked out very well.
3-2 Manitoba with the lead. Here's how we got there. It was BC in a dominating first, managing to get on the board.
Graham Sword waited 1-0, and then right after that in the second, Bruce even the scored at 1. A terrific deflection from Bankier made it 2-1, and then here came Manitoba. Pasternak with a terrific individual effort past the blocker, and then right after that he sets up Hunter Wallace, and that's where we stand right now, 3-2. Manitoba.
You know, that game-tying goal late in the second was so big because they gave up a goal with 2 minutes left, and then you're thinking, oh, they had such a good period, but they're going to be down. And then with, what was it, 41 seconds? Yeah, 41 seconds left in the period, they go out and tie it up. I thought that was just such a huge moment in this hockey game.
Yeah, great point, Dustin. You know, because you're right, they battled so hard to equal it at 1, and then quickly Bankier made it 2-1 BC. That was a huge momentum changer.
Now off the draw, it's going to be poked ahead and out to the neutral zone. Net empty, 90 seconds to play for BC, down by a goal. Sword, far side. Bentham moves it ahead, given away at the blue line. Lees will knock it back out to the neutral zone. Bentham gives it away. Here's an opportunity for Lees, and he scores! That might be enough. Manitoba with an empty netter off the stick of Justin Lees, and they lead 4-2.
Well, you watch the pace and the plays and the speed, you forget that these players are 15 years old. Well, here was just a reminder. Nolan Benton, the BC defender, turns the puck over. He has all the time. He tries to make a drop pass, doesn't find its mark. Justin Lees jumps on it. He's got a wide open net to pump this puck into and make it a 4-2 game.
Now the puck will be knocked inside Manitoba territory. BC down 4-2. It'll be played down the ice. Maddox isn't going to come to the bench again. At least not yet, as that puck up and out of play with 62 seconds on the clock. And Manitoba in a spot here with a 4-2 lead, and chatting with one of their coaches prior to the game. They mentioned, you know, we might need our netminder, Tyler Brennan, to steal one. And he was great early, but it's not like he stole this game for them. I thought they played pretty well in front of him after the first 15 minutes.
You're exactly right, Dustin. I mean, he kept them around long enough to realize that the tournament has started and we better get going.
Now they'll be brought ahead. Roulette through the middle. Possible 2-on-1 here late in the game for Manitoba. And that's broken up. The player goes crashing into the goal. And they'll come back the other way. This is Latimer. Final minute of play in the third. BC trailing 4-2. Net still off there in behind Keegan Maddox as play continues here in the neutral zone. Now on the far side, it'll be controlled by Manitoba. 30 seconds left. Thornton's just going to backpedal in behind his own net. Some pressure coming here, reverses it. Rook's going to have to hurry. He's going to be pressured from behind. They'll pin him along the boards. Thornton right in front of his own net. Quick little move to get out of harm's way and knock it out to the neutral zone. Now brought back in. Thrown across and broken up. Rook will take it into the corner, reverses it in behind the net for Thornton. He wants to eat it for the final 10 seconds. He'll get some help as they'll battle in behind the net of Brennan, a netminder who is so good early on to help lead his team to a victory. Manitoba doubling up BC 4-2, a very convincing victory to have some belief in this Manitoba club, Kent.
Well, it takes 60 minutes, and through 20, it didn't look so bright for Manitoba, but what a finish in front of Tyler Brennan. And you look at Pasternak, Hunter Wallace, those were the igniters that got this comeback started, and ultimately a 4-2 victory.
A come-from-behind victory for Manitoba as they eliminate 1-0 and 2-1 deficits, eventually coming away with a 4-2 victory over BC, led by the outstanding play of netminder Tyler Brennan. Manitoba into the win column at the Canada Games.
The Red Deer 2019 Canada Winter Games are presented by Nova Chemicals. Nova invests heavily in communities where we live and work. Sustainability is a team effort. Thank you for letting us be a part of the team. By Shaw, the official telecommunications provider of the Canada Games. By Winmar Restoration, offering complete residential and commercial property restoration services with 24-hour emergency service and a response time that can't be beat. By Nosac Food Group, serving Central Alberta for over 36 years. And by ATB. ATB is proud of you, Alberta, and proud to support the 2019 Canada Winter Games.
Welcome back as we wrap up a huge game between BC and Manitoba, who stormed from behind to get the victory. But that not all the action that happened from day 2 of the Canada Games. We begin with wrapping up speed skating. Despite battling poor weather conditions, including temperatures reaching -30 with the wind chill, Brooklyn McDougall from Alberta capturing gold, the province's first medal in the women's 1,500-meter long track speed skating at 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Now over to the men's side. Manitoba's Tyson Laguilar, coming off a silver medal at the World Cup earlier this month, captured gold in Manitoba's first medal. He finished at 1 minute and 56 seconds, 1 second ahead of second place. And Manitoba well represented on the podium for the men's. Matthew Laxton taking on the bronze. And for women's, Rosanne Grenier had captured silver for Quebec. Ringette we go. PEI taking on Quebec. Quebec captain Sarah Plouffe had herself a game in this one. Look at this sick dangle here. She goes top shelf, and that would be one of her 2 goals, and she'd add 5 assists in this one. But that, she was not the only one with a strong start here. Julie Vandal taking the drop pass. She too goes top cheddar, one of her 2 goals. And like her captain, she added 5 assists on top of that one. A little later in this one. Now 9-0 Quebec. Right after a PEI major penalty, Quebec reaches double ditches as they missed the podium in 2015 Canada Games, but they win big here as 14-1 is your final. And here is where the medal count stands right at this moment. Alberta capturing 1 gold as well as 1 silver to put them atop of the leaderboard with 2. Yukon and Northwest Territories do not have anything as yet. We wrap up Saturday's action coming up next. Canada's #1 trade deadline shows comes your way Monday, February 25th as James Duthie, Bob McKenzie, Darren Dreger, and Pierre LeBrun bring you comprehensive coverage of every story and trade from every angle and platform. Tune in all day of Trade Center Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific across the TSN network. And the game you just saw on TSN, Manitoba coming from behind to beat British Columbia 4-2. With the call on this one was Dustin Nielsen and Kent Simpson. Let's hear their reaction from today's results.
Well, an excellent game here to start the Canada Games between Manitoba and British Columbia, and it was BC that came out very good, Kenton. It was Tyler Brennan in net for Manitoba that kept their team in it very early. I thought it was terrific, and that calmness kind of led to the rest of the team in front of him. Was you get a good look at some of the work here from Brendan early in the game.
Well, the first rounder to Prince George in the WHL draft, 6'3", a huge presence in the net, and that led to the little guys. Dawson Pasternak got his team going. They had a great energy, and then Hunter Wallace, the game winner.
And then when they needed it the most, once again, in the third period, it was their goaltender, Brennan. Big when called upon, making a huge save with less than 8 minutes left here in the third period. His team would eventually get an empty netter to seal this deal up. And now we will get another opportunity, as on Sunday, Manitoba will be back on the ice here to take on Alberta. That's going to do it for us from Red Deer.
No doubt Manitoba hoping that they can ride that momentum into Sunday when they take on Alberta. That game you can watch on TSN 5 at 7 p.m., 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific. And a player we'll have to keep our eye on, of course, is Matt Savoy, who will suit up for Team Alberta. As you know, he is the 2nd player to apply for exceptional status as he's eyeing an entry into the WHL. Game 3, or day 3 rather, we will see you tomorrow, same time, folks.